Hey y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in here. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Alright, let me make sure we live. I feel like alright, let me see. Okay, I think we live. Y'all, we gotta get into Brenay and Tim and Akira and Devon and all the things of the things. It is a complete mess, okay? Y'all, I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. So y'all know that I just moved to the state of North Carolina. Why is my baby crying? Y'all hear him crying? Oh, he gotta calm down. Anyway, I just moved to the state of North Carolina. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Um, my baby having a fit, y'all. So if y'all hear him crying, he should quiet down soon. If y'all can hear him, hopefully my mic drowns him out a little bit. But he having a fit down there. He wants something out the refrigerator that he can't get. But what I was saying was, y'all know that I just moved to North Carolina, and but I've always thought like, if my husband ever decide he gonna leave me for another girl, I'm suing. I am suing for alienation of affection because that is a thing. That is a thing. If you are married, okay, move to North Carolina. I'm not sure what other states you got to get to. But if you were married, move to North Carolina, okay? So that way, if for any reason, now don't be the one cheating, because if you the one cheating, you going to be the one getting sued. And then listen, I can't help you. I can't help you because you should know better. You should know better. But let me tell you, if my husband ever decides that he want to make an exit, baby, y'all gonna see me on the headlines, that's for sure, okay? Anyway, y'all, so we want to get into Brenay, Akira, their lawsuit that they have going on, the verdict. Girl, $1.7 million and growing day by day by day. It is a mess. It is a mess. The videos that I have watched, so I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been following this from the very beginning, okay? So y'all know I consume a lot of content. I'm always on TikTok. I'm always on TikTok. So I was on TikTok and I used to follow Brenay. Well, I didn't actually follow her. She just kept popping up because she had like these junk nails, and y'all know I'm a nail girl. So she had these junk nails and she would make videos and she would make coffee and all the things of the things. But it slowly started getting real messy, right? Because she was with her husband, and her husband has a cousin named Tim. And Tim was with his wife, Akira, and they will always be hanging out and doing things together. So it just seemed like, two couples living their best freaking lives, not realizing the whole time that Tim and Brenay were having an affair on their wives and their husband. Crazy. A whole freaking mess. The amount of videos that I have seen where you can see Brenay flirting with Tim and all the details that came out during the court case, ridiculous. Okay? At one point, Brenay moved into, okay, let me tell y'all something. At one point, Brenay, okay, she literally made up a lie. I think her and Tim came up with this lie. She made up a lie and said that Devin threatened to like hit her or whatever. And so she needed to go to Akira and Tim's house because she didn't feel safe. She ended up moving in with them into their house for a while, right? while she was there, she's walking around naked. Well, not naked, but like little clothes on, and being inappropriate. Akira was telling her like, "Can you please put some clothes on?" This, that, and the other. Come to find out, she was in that house having sex with that woman's husband the whole time, right? Not only that, when Akira started feeling uncomfortable, she said, you gotta go, you gotta leave. And you wanna know what Brenay told her? Brenay told her, I ain't going nowhere. He wants me here. You got me effed up. Because why was nobody bailing Akira out of jail? Because once I tell you that you need to leave because you're making me uncomfortable in my house, and you tell me that you're not leaving because my husband wants you here, oh baby, we got a lot of things going on. And one of them is me probably beating you down to the ground. Because the disrespect is real. And I think that the thing is, like, so Brenay kept saying, oh, he cheated on her before. Why she suing me? What do you mean why she suing you? Because you was in her life. You was in her kid's life. You stayed in her home. You literally disrespected her to no ends. What do you mean why she's suing you? Exactly, for alienation of affection. That makes perfect sense to me, right? Right. Child. Let's go ahead. Let's break it down for all those who don't know the full story. Let me go ahead and pull up a summary. I found a TikTok where the girl can help us with a summary and break it all down for us, because yeah, it's a mess. It's a whole mess. Now, let me just make sure my microphone for this is on. And
Brenay married her crush's cousin to get closer to her crush. Her crush name is Tim. Her name was Devin. Akira.
Before I keep going, I need to know, can you guys hear the video?
Was can y'all hear Tim's wife. Okay, y'all got that? They all grew up together.
Let me know if y'all can hear that so I can keep playing it. Good evening. I caught it live. Hey, yes. Happy Monday. Yes, we caught it live. We got to get into it. Because it's a mess. I just need to know if y'all can hear the video, because I don't want to keep playing it and then come to find out y'all ain't hear nothing that this lady was saying. Okay.
So the Brenay case, let me break it down for y'all. Basically, Brenay married her crush's cousin to get closer to her crush. Her crush name is Tim. Her husband name was Devin. Akira was Tim's wife. Okay, y'all got that? They all grew up together. They went to high school together. Now, Brenay also has a twin sister named Corinne, and she also plays a role in this situation. Track it back to high school. Basically, Brenay dated Tim back when they were really, really young. Mind y'all, Tim was Brenay's first love. Tim's family never liked Brenay, so Tim ended up breaking it off with Brenay.
And let me add that not only did Tim's family not like Brenay, Tim's mom is the one who, what was it, Tim's mom or Akira's mom? One of Tim's, no, I'm lying. Let me keep going.
Now, circling back to the twin sister Corinne. Corinne and Brenay fell out and had a lot of beef in high school because Corinne basically slept with Tim after Brenay and Tim broke up. Basically, Brenay was a 304. And so Tim ended up putting his cousin Devin on Brenay because Brenay was going and Devin was a virgin and he wanted to lose his V.
So, y'all heard that? Tim, who Brenay had an affair with, right? Put her onto her husband. Put her husband onto her and was like, listen, you're going to start messing with Devin, right? Because they was like, Brenay is going to give it out. He wanted to lose his virginity and she was going to give it up. So he put her on to his cousin. Devin and Tim are cousins. You think you see how much Tim could have thought of her? Can you?
Do you know what the gel remover for the nails is?
Upstairs on my side table. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on tonight. Why everybody bothering me? What's going on? My son downstairs crying. My daughter asking for stuff. Like, what's going on? Okay. Now, back to what I was saying. Tim literally said to Devin, hey, go get Brenay. She giving it out. She don't know what she doing. She out here giving it out, okay? Girl, throw that ram in the circle. All the things. I'm sitting here like, so you mean to tell me that, and this is one of Brenay's arguments. One of her arguments is that she had Tim first. Tim was her man first. She's going all the way back to when they was kids. I had Tim first. That was my man first. Yeah, but he put you on to his cousin so that he can lose his V card. And you think that this man respects you. Come on, let's be for real. Let's think about this for a second. But let her finish telling us the breakdown.
Graduated, Akira and Tim ended up getting together, and Akira was basically Tim's new girlfriend. Granted, Brenay, Devin, they don't hang out with Akira. They don't really know Akira like that. She's just the new girlfriend. Tim went off to play college football on a scholarship while Akira basically held the relationship down. Not too long after, Akira ends up getting pregnant and they end up getting married in 2018. Akira dropped out of school to be a wife, a mother, while Tim pursued his dreams of being an NFL player. Akira was working 2 jobs trying to support the family financially. Fast forward to 2021, Devin and Brenay ends up...
Hold the F up, because you hold the F up. She was working 2 jobs. This is why they say don't build a man, don't build with no man. This is why they say that. She was working 2 jobs so that he can go to school. And she's holding down the house. And this is how he repays her. You gotta be kidding me. This is why they always say, don't hold the man down, don't build the man up, because they will play in your face, and that's exactly what he did. Because what do you mean I was working 2 jobs while you was going to school, and I was at home taking care of the kids, going to school, doing all Y'all got Akira, girl, stand up, because what? Come to the front, Akira, because, girl, why would you allow this?
Getting married. This is how I met Devin and Brenay, because they were a TikTok couple, actually. So mind y'all, Brenay and Devin is this God-fearing married couple. They're very Christian, go to church, listen to music, do couples content, all of that. So randomly, they started hanging out with Tim and Akira, and they started doing like group activities, double dates, etc. Mind you, Brenay was known to be Akira and Tim's kids' aunt. Brenay was Auntie Brenay and Devin was Uncle Devin. Brenay started speculating that her sister Corinne started sneaking around with Tim again.
Which is true, because it came out in the court documents that Tim, Brenay's now husband, who she cheated on her husband with, was messing with her twin sister. He was her husband, who she just married, who she left her ex-husband for, was cheating on his wife, not only with her, but also the twin sister, which allegedly they're saying out there in the streets that he is the child's father. Because her sister has a child and everyone's saying that they think that Tim's the father. But Tim said that he not taking no DNA test. You married this man who was cheating on his wife with your sister? Who could possibly have a child by your sister? Come on. Let's be for real. Y'all think this man worth $1.7 million? Can't be. $1.7 million. Ain't no way in hell. The man who was cheating on his wife with my sister is worth $1.7 million. And then basically cheated on both of them with me. Child, that's crazy.
This is when Akira was pregnant with her second child. Things started getting weird because every time they would link up to do couple stuff, Brenay would be wearing inappropriate clothes, like her booty cheeks would be hanging out, her titties, she would have no bra on, like things were just very inappropriate, and she would be extremely friendly with Tim. So this is where everything started getting speculated. Akira would constantly check Brenay, like, hey girl, like, can you put a bra on? Or tell her about like her shorts being too short, and Brenay basically would see no issue with it. And Akira's main thing was the fact that her children are around. Like, there's kids around and you have your titties just out and exposed and your booty hanging out of your shorts. Like, you're not supposed to be dressed like that around children. So fast forward, one day, Brenay basically comes up with this big lie saying that Devin is being domestic towards her and that she doesn't feel comfortable living with Devin and etc. etc. So Brenay basically begs Akira and Tim for a place to stay. And Tim is like, yeah, like we might as well let her stay. Like she said she's having problems at home and in her marriage.
That's a scheme. That is a scheme that Ty set up to come to us with the bullshit. Because all of a sudden, Devin is all of a sudden being abusive to you. And you're going to go stay at Tim and Akira's house? It's a scheme. I literally believe that these two was like, how can we get you into this house? And word on the street is that Akira made a couple of lives, right? And she would say that she was finding teeth and random things in her house. And y'all know the spiritualist over there on the TikTok was saying that sounded like witchcraft. They said that while she was in that house, she was doing witchcraft.
And so Akira went along with it, and Akira said that things got extremely weird the moment she moved into their home. Akira started finding random teeth around the house. She said that basically she would go to sleep early some nights and she'll go to sleep at like 8 p.m., wake back up at 11 p.m. and notice Tim's not in the bed, and she'll go out and check and see where he's at, and he would be in the den with the door closed, meaning they were being actual in their home while Akira was asleep, and this was proven. So Akira started confronting Tim, her husband, about what was going on. Tim gaslit her and said, oh, it's nothing going on. She was known as a 304 in her high school, and that she's sloppy.
What they say, they say whenever a man starts downplaying a woman or talking nasty about her, he usually like her or he usually messing around with her. Ain't that what they say? Yeah. So the whole time he's sitting there talking about how she nasty and she this, that, and the other, he's sleeping with her. And mind you, this your cousin's wife you talking about. Okay.
She nasty, she dirty, she lazy, this, that, and the third. That's how she even got with Devin, like basically gaslit the fuck out of her. And she said she believed him because at the time it was like, anything my husband says, I'm going to believe. That's the type of woman she was. Granted, when Brenay was staying with them, she would fix Tim's plate first, would sit with Tim, would literally, everything's Tim. And then also, she was asked on many occasions to leave their home. She said no. She told Akira, no, Tim wants me here.
Oh, wait, y'all. The whole time that was playing and it's not playing here. Hold on, because what's going on?
And so Akira said she gaslit her and said, oh, it's nothing going on. She was known as a 304 in her high school, and that she's sloppy, she nasty, she dirty, she lazy, this, that, and the third. That's how she even got with Devin, like basically gaslit the fuck out of her. And she said she believed him because at the time it was like, anything my husband says, I'm going to believe. That's the type of woman she was. Granted, when Brenay was staying with them, she would fix Tim's plate first, would sit with Tim, would literally, everything's Tim. And then also, she was asked on many occasions to leave their home. She said no. She told Akira, no, Tim wants me here. And so Akira said she felt like she had no one to speak to about this because she would tell her husband would gaslight her, and she just felt like something sneaky was going on behind her back, but she just could not prove it. So she started getting a whole bunch of piercings. And so one day she goes around her family and they're like, why do you have so many piercings? And then she just busts out and just tells everything. And so her grandmother was like, oh no, I'll be over there. Because one thing about it, Akira is not confrontational. She said she's not an aggressor and that this is not something that she does. So the grandmother goes over to Akira's house. The grandmother said the house was so trashed where Brenay was staying at. She was staying in the den.
And I believe it because Brenay would do these videos over there on the TikTok, like these cleaning videos. If y'all ever been on like clean TikTok where they clean their rooms, house disgusting. House disgusting. Not lived in, not junky, not like closed places. I'm talking about disgusting. So I totally believe. So you mean to tell me that you went to these people's house and you sleeping in a den and you not even taking care of the space that they allowed you to stay in? It's bad enough you sleeping with this woman's man. You can't even keep it clean so y'all can hunch in a clean space? How y'all even doing it and it's dirty like that?
They said that it was pop bottles, chip bottles. It was just so filthy, disgusting, and nasty. That grandmother asked Brenay, and not didn't even ask, told Brenay, you need to leave. And Brenay told her, no, Tim wants me here. So she ended up getting.
Take me to jail. Take me to jail immediately. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? Ain't a grandma's there.
Into an argument with her grandmother and ends up pushing her grandmother. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Wait, I missed that part. She pushed her grandmother? Oh, hell no. $1.7 million. $1.7 million. Absolutely. Brenay, are you crazy? You got the nerve to try to figure out why you're being sued? You pushed her grandmother.
Brenay eventually goes home and tells her husband, Devin, that she's in love with Tim and that she wants to be with Tim. And Devin basically says, well, if that's what you want to do, prove it. Invite him over here. And so she did exactly that and slept with Tim in their home, y'all. And
ain't no effing way. Ain't no effing way. She invited that man to that house and slept with him in the house while the husband. Y'all know that Devin is also filing his lawsuit. So he's also about to go to court because he's suing Tim. So they about to have 2 judgments out on them. Well deserved. Well deserved. Brenay got some balls. And I saw this video, right, y'all? I saw this video where she was sitting, Brenay and Tim was in the front seat. Brenay and Tim in the front seat and Devin in the back. What? So you mean to tell me that I'm in a car with my husband in the back and my side piece to the side of me? What? What kind of punani Brenay got going on over there? But y'all want to know something? The thing is that Devin, this is his first love. This is his first love. She took his V card and he married her. So of course he's probably trying to process all the things that went on or what's going on, because like, is this really happening? No, girl, you did a great job. Thank you so much. Okay. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, if y'all ever seen any of these videos, you can tell that Brenay is obsessed with Akira. Like, it is so bad. Akira would say, I want the. Can y'all hear me? No sound? Oh, shoot. Like, it is so bad. Akira would say, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad.
House. The grandmother said the house was so tragic. It eventually goes home and tells her husband, Devin, that she's in love with Tim and that she wants to be with Tim. And Devin basically says, well, if that's what you want to do, prove it. Invite him over here. And so she did exactly that and slept with Tim in their home, y'all. In their home. Devin ended up divorcing her after that. Akira ends up finding out because Devin ends up hitting Akira up and telling Akira what he knew. And so she ended up getting her piece on the whole entire situation. And that's why we're here today, y'all. And now y'all just gonna have to follow from here on out because I told y'all the entire backstory. Sorry if I butchered some parts, but this is literally how shit went down step by step. If I didn't get every little
Thank you, girl, because you broke it down. You broke it down for us. Now, y'all, it doesn't stop there, right? It doesn't stop there. Brenay, Akira is also suing Brenay for cyberbullying or cyber stalking. She had a restraining order against her because she was like literally posting her kids online. Now we from my understanding, Brenay has been trying to have a baby. Her husband was trying to have a baby. It didn't happen for her or whatever. But Brenay would take Tim's kids, Tim and Akira's kids, who they call her their aunt, and she would literally be up there posting these kids like they her. And it got to a point where Akira had to tell her, stop posting my kids online. Like, stop posting my kids. What are you doing? So she ended up getting a restraining order against her, which she violated plenty of times. She violated it so many times after that. It's ridiculous. So now she's going to court to sue her again for cyber stalking. She's literally obsessed with her. Let me show y'all how obsessed she is.
Because of her. I don't drive no more, so it's weird. Really? Because he be driving. No, because of her. It's her fault. I don't drive no more, so it's weird. Really? Because he be driving. Yeah, I don't drive no more. I drive all the time. You know what's crazy, I literally barely drive. I barely drive. I drive. I'm wrong. I drive.
Y'all saw that? Did y'all see that? She's in the car with Akira. Her and Akira are driving around because Akira's like, I barely even drive anymore because my man do all the driving. Y'all saw that look of disgust on her face? Like, oh, really? Because Tim do all the driving? Now she getting in the car with Tim talking about something. I barely even drive anymore. Did y'all see the way she looked up? Trolling. She's trolling. Watch it again. Watch it again, y'all.
No, because of her. It's her fault. I don't drive no more, so it's weird. Really? Because he be driving. Yeah, I don't drive no more. I drive all the time. You know what's crazy, I literally barely drive. I barely drive. I drive. I'm wrong. I drive. Barely.
I don't know why my TikTok keep freezing like this.
No, because of her. It's her fault. I don't drive no more, so it's weird. Really? Because he be driving. Yeah, I don't drive no more. I drive all the time. You know what's crazy, I literally barely drive. I barely drive. I drive. I'm wrong. I drive.
I want to fight her. I want to fight her. She wanted her life so bad. So bad. Now she's like, oh, I barely even drive. Y'all gotta be careful about who y'all have in y'all space. And the whole time she's sitting there, and then she tried to say that her and Akira wasn't friends. If you and Akira were not friends, why was both of y'all in this car driving together? Why was y'all hanging out together? I don't see Devin. I don't see Tim in that car. It's literally you and Akira. So y'all wasn't friends? This lady invited you into her house to stay in her house because you was quote unquote being abused or whatever. And that's not your friend? Be for real. Now watch this.
I want a Kia. I want whatever I get. I need a 7-seater because I do plan on having more kids. Dream is getting washed.
You gotta be kidding me. How? The lady went on live and said, I want a Kia. I want a 7-seater because I want more kids. What did Brenay go do? You went and took this lady's husband. One. Now you want to take her dream car and name the car Dream? She's trolling her. And Brenay, you're dumb. If you think for 1 second that you're not going to be charged with this whole cyber stalking and bullying case, baby, you got another thing coming for you. The evidence is right here. It's clear as freaking day. Clear as day. Hold on, because I got another one for y'all. Hold on, where's it at? Trying to bring Brenay. I can't find it. But we're gonna move on because we don't have all day. So what happened was, come to find out in the court records, Tim, now mind y'all, Tim left his wife, right? He left his wife. Why is he telling Brenay to go get her nails short, square, French tip, like Akira? Now, mind y'all, I told y'all that when I was introduced to Brenay, I was introduced to her because she had these long, I'm talking about long, thick junk nails, right? And so I was like, oh, I'm intrigued. So I'm looking at, so you went and changed your whole thing, the thing that made you pop off on the internet. You changed all of that for a man to be like his ex-wife who he left. I didn't know all this was going on at first. I was like, she really suing her. Oh yeah, baby. And she deserves every penny of it. This woman was disgusting. This wasn't you just cheated and fell in love. She intentionally did all the things that she did, and Tim allowed it. Both of them together. That's why when he go to court, I hope Devin wins too. And now they both gonna be owing millions of dollars. But y'all want to hear some crazy stuff? Listen to this.
The video that point, she can't say if she'll be fair and impartial. Y'all, the jurors are the video that Brenay sent Tim was so raunchy that a juror has quit. She said she don't want to hear no more. She can't take anymore. And at this point, she can't say if she'll be fair and impartial. Y'all, the jurors are disgusted with Brenay at this point. So Akira is still on the witness stand, and Robin is asking her about that video, but she also asked her, is there any other videos? And Akira says yes, and there are also screenshots. She says there are text messages between Tim and Corinne, and she stops it right there. She said, but there's also a text message that Tim sent Brenay a picture of my fresh pedicure and told her to go and get hers done the same way. Y'all,
he sent her a picture of his wife's pedicure and said, go get yours the same way. You gotta be a mother freaking fool. You gotta be a mother freaking fool. If I'm dealing with a man, if I'm taking somebody's husband and you send me a picture of your wife, of your wife's feet and say, go get your feet like my wife, what kind of desperate bitch is you? Tim, if you want to be with your wife, just be with your wife. Because what do you mean?
this answers the fact that we all been saying that Brenay has been copying Akira's styles. Tim is probably telling her to do that. Now, Brenay's infamous video that she sent to Tim, she's laying on the floor in Akira's house with music playing. And the first part is kind of hard to decipher, but she either says something to the nature of she wants to suck up the liquid babies or suck on the coconuts. But then she goes into saying she wanted to give him the world, the moon, the stars, the sun. And Akira said she did feel...
Oh, y'all, I don't know why this is doing this. I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me, because I don't know why this is doing this.
Some type of way because... saying that Brenay has been copying Akira's styles. Tim is probably telling her to do that. Now, Brenay's infamous video that she sent to Tim, she's laying on the floor in Akira's house with music playing. And the first part is kind of hard to decipher, but she either says something to the nature of she wants to suck up the liquid babies or suck on the coconuts. But then she goes into saying she wanted to give him the world, the moon, the stars, the sun. And Akira said she did feel some type of way because they weren't just well off. They were having financial issues. And here's this woman with some money offering to give him the world. Brenay also goes in on that video saying that she likes it when Tim hits it from the front, the back, the side. And then she also says, considering we just had X. Now, you know they were trying to say that this video was Brenay reminiscing from when they did it in high school. But on the video, Brenay said that they had just done it. Now, Akira said when she found this video, she was physically ill. She became faint, hot, sweaty. And she sent it to Tim and was like, what is this? Tim started trying to call her phone, but she didn't answer because she felt physically sick. Now, at this point, Akira's voice is kind of cracking a little bit, and she's looking at her mom and her grandma, and she was talking about how her mom had maxed out her cards trying to help Tim get a car because Tim had to go to school and needed transportation, and she talked about all the stuff that her grandmother had did for them. Now, remember I told y'all that Akira's family came over there and that the grandma was telling Brenay she had to get out. Well, after this, the family ends up having an intervention with Akira. It's like, listen, you get played. We need you to open your eyes. Akira said that she was really believing her husband at the time. Her husband could have told her that he was out robbing a bank and she could have saw it on camera and she would have believed him. But she listened to her family and she...
You gotta be a nasty, dirty, disgusting bitch to be in this woman's house in her bathroom, bent over, making a video after you just got finished having sex with her husband, to send it to him and tell him that you want to give him the moon, the stars, the earth. I want to give you everything. Everything. And that's part of the reason why he decided to leave his wife, because Brenay was going to give him everything. The whole time Akira was working 2 jobs, taking care of the kids, got the family giving loans so they could get a car and the things. This Negro is sleeping with Brenay in their marital home. You telling this man that you want to suck on his coconuts, drink up the liquid babies, while you in this woman's house. $1.7 million. Yes, $1.7 million. Absolutely. Run me my check. Run me my whole entire check.
Left. So during this time, Tim goes back to the house. Brenay took her ass back to the house too. Now, in January, Tim was texting Akira's phone. This is January 2024, saying, you betrayed me. And Akira was like, I want Brenay out. And Tim responds back saying, you're making this about Brenay and it's not. I don't mess with her. There's nothing going on. Everything with me and her is old. Akira apologized to him, still trying to believe what he was saying. Now, in March of 2024, there was a picture of Akira in like a thong, and she sent it to Tim and said, I want to get ate up. He responded back basically something to the nature of, good, I'm on the way. So then Akira was asked, well, what made you stop believing that Tim was being faithful to you? And she said, well, Devin reached out to me and he confirmed that Tim and Brenay were definitely sleeping together and that Tim had actually slept with Korean too. Also, earlier today, Akira was saying how Tim was downplaying Brenay, saying that Brenay and...
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. Because let me tell you, listen to this. It gets, y'all didn't think it could get worse? It gets worse.
Devin overheard Tim.
Hold on. Because my stream is acting weird and I don't know how to fix it. This is the only way I know how to fix it is to go back and forth between the scenes. It gets worse. I need y'all to listen up. Get close to the screen so you can hear.
And Brenay doing the Uchi Coochie multiple times in his... Devin overheard Tim and Brenay doing the Uchi Coochie multiple times in his house. He said one of these times they had Akira's son over there with them, and once they finished, they called him to the room to bring them some wipes so they could clean themselves up. Y'all, I cannot make this up.
Did y'all hear that? I'm hot. Did y'all hear that? They were having sex in Akira's house. And Brenay called the baby, the child, the baby, bring us the wipes. So what did y'all look like when y'all told the little baby to bring y'all the wipes? Because that means y'all hadn't cleaned up yet. Was you clothed or not? Make this make sense. Because what? You had that baby bring y'all some wipes while y'all just got finished doing whatever y'all was doing, and I'm sure the clothes ain't fully on because you got to clean yourself up, right? And you don't think she deserved $1.7 million? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because who knows what that son saw? Why is Auntie Brenay in the room with Daddy? Why is Auntie Brenay ain't got no clothes on? And not only that, in this court case, it was discovered that Brenay was trying to get the kids to call her mom. You want to know how? Because Akira said that while they're in therapy, that the kids were saying that they were confused because why they want us to call Auntie Brenay mom and call my mom Akira. The way I would drag her, I would drag her. Because you got me effed up. You trying to get my kids to call you mom? Who you think I am? You're not about to play me like this.
So far, Devin has taken a stand, Akira's mom has taken a stand, and Akira's therapist has taken a stand. Jurors have been seen crying, shaking their heads, looking in disgust. Akira has bust out crying.
And y'all know how bad it gotta be that the jury, one of the ladies on the jury was like, I can't do this. Do you know how disgusting the video had to be that the lady was like, I can't do this because I'm finding her guilty no matter what at this point? To the point which they had to remove, they said the lady bust out crying so bad, so she was so emotional that they had to remove her out of the courthouse. They had to take her off the trial. That's how nasty it was. Child, imagine if she would have found out about the going to get the wipes for the son. Imagine that. All this is happening. All of this is happening while they're still in their marital homes. This is crazy. And then Devin, no. Then Tim was trying to make it seem like, oh, we were separated. How was y'all separated? Because come to find out in a court case, he was still sleeping with his wife while he was still sleeping with you when he was quote unquote separated. So here's the thing. Tim, at this point, Brenay is believing that Tim is done with Akira. He's not messing with her no more. That's my man. Come to find out in the court cases that he was still ready to eat her up like a biscuit. That they were still doing the hanky and everything like that. While he's telling Brenay he done with her. And you mean to tell me that this is the man that's worth $1.7 million? Because at this point now he cheating on you with his wife. And you out here ready to give him the sun, the moon, the stars, the world. Trying to get his kids to call you mom. Child, the ghetto. So, let me see what else I have going on. Okay, so we get down to the point where we are at the judgment. The judgment is they found her liable. She got to pay $1.7 million to Akira for all the pain and hurt and trauma that she has caused her, and the damages that she has caused for her family, right? Brenay then gets on a national television news broadcast, okay? National television news broadcast, and tell them, everybody, the whole world, that Akira ain't never going to see that money. She probably ain't never going to see that money. You just lost a $1.7 million case and you got the nerve to say she ain't going to see the money like the courts ain't going to see that? Oh, baby, the courts have seen it. And you know what? She's going to have to pay. Because let me tell you, they are now at the point where
the courts are now ordering.
Ever since Brenay said she don't know how Akira is going to...
Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Here we go.
The courts are now ordering that Brenay pays this money by choice or by force. They have put a writ of execution on file, which is the most aggressive way that the court can put in to collect on a judgment. Y'all, this went to the sheriff office where
Since Brenay.
Oh shoot. Shout out to Alley Cat doing God's work because she got all the updates, okay? So Brenay said that she wasn't gonna pay. She wasn't gonna pay, right? Right. I think not. I think the judge had a different
The courts are now ordering that Brenay pays this money by choice or by force. They have put a writ of execution on file, which is the most aggressive way that the court can put in to collect on a judgment. Y'all, this went to the sheriff office where Brenay lives at. So this is telling the sheriff office to go and collect this money by any means necessary. If y'all got to freeze her bank accounts, garnish her wages, seize her vehicles, seize jewelry, and if push come to shove, take the house if she owns that as well. Y'all, Akira is about to get paid in press-on nails and wigs. Then the interest rate is going up 8% each day. It is now over $4,000. Now, even with her filing for an appeal or asking for a new trial, they are still going to collect on this. That does not stop them from collecting. Her making that little small $2 payment is not going to stop them from collecting on this. There's only one possible thing she could do to stop that, and I'm not posting it on this video. Let her figure that out on her.
Who not paying it? Who not going to see a dime? Because Akira's going to get her money because you tried to play with the courts. You got on national television talking about she ain't going to get no money. She ain't going to see nothing. The court said, bad. Seize her. Seize her and all her things. Take the house if you have to. Take the car. Akira, you about to get your car, girl. The one that you wanted that she went out and bought because you said you wanted it is yours. Do Brenay have kids? No. Because her and Devin were trying to have kids and they wasn't able to conceive. So, yeah, no. Oh, wait. If that's not enough, Brenay's a scammer. I mean, if you would do all this, I was not surprised. So apparently, y'all see Brenay, she got real big breasts, right? So when Brenay first started, she had started a GoFundMe because she wanted to get a breast reduction. And all these people went and supported her. Mind you, she got over like 1-point-something million followers over there on the TikTok. So she got a big following. And the people were giving her money, donating to the GoFundMe and all the things to help pay for her breast reduction that she never got. She never got the breast reduction. And then everybody was like, Brenay, why you ain't get the breast reduction? You scammed us out of our money. She's like, I don't know what to tell you. Just nasty. And I'm sitting here at this time like, so y'all really going to keep supporting this lady? When she scammed y'all out of money for a breast reduction that she never got, because that was the thing. She wanted to get a breast reduction so that she could have kids because, she wanted to get pregnant, but it was a lot of weight and the things, right? And never did it. Scam the people. Scam the freaking people. Be careful who you support, child. And now she getting all her stuff seized. So because they are trying to seize all her properties, that means that we have to get into the bank accounts. And the bank accounts got leaked. Now listen, Brenay's on the internet like, oh, that's messy. Why would they leak my bank accounts, this, that, other? Because girl, you said you ain't got it. Now let me remind y'all. Brenay represented herself in this case. She was getting sued for $1.7 million and she decided that she was going to represent her own self in this case. She was so confident that she was going to walk out of this winning that she did not have a lawyer. She represented herself. Which brings me to the bank statements, okay? So we are going to get into the bank statements because you didn't have enough to pay for your lawyers, but you was paying for Tim's lawyers because Tim, dumb behind, got arrested. He got arrested for bringing a pow-pow into the courthouse when they was on trial. How dumb can you be? And then she had to pay to bail him out. He talked about something he didn't know he didn't remember he had it on him. So you came into the courthouse without one, right? You came into the courthouse without one the first time. Y'all go on a recess and a break. You go back to your car and then you come back with a pow-pow. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why did you go? What, you went to the car to get it? So then they had to bail him out of jail. Now he got to go to court for that. And who paying for it? Take a wild guess. Put it in the chat. Who y'all think paying for all of this? Because it ain't his bum broke behind. Because let's think about this. You mean to tell me that he went from one woman taking care of him to another woman taking care of him? Now, here's the gag. The gag is that Brenay was being fully 100% taken care of by her husband, Devin. She was on social media with over 1 million followers, making tons of money on content, and he was still working to pay all the freaking bills. She left a man for a child so that she can give him the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the above. But hold on, because we got to get into the bank statements real quick. Y'all know if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Y'all know if we're going to do it over here, we're going to do it right. We got to get into all the things, okay? Let's get into this bank statement real quick.
Ever since Brenay said she don't know how Akira is going to get this money, the money that Brenay owes Akira for stealing her husband, essentially. Whether or not Brenay got $1 million to pay Akira, I'm not here to say. But we're going to take a closer look at these bank statements together and just see what does she spend her money on? Because I can't lie, I'm curious. And everything I'm about to show you is all from the same day. All right, so she spent $31 at Wingstop. She spent $37 at Chick-fil-A. She got about $700 some odd dollars from PayPal, $4,000 from Snapchat. She spent $14 at Rainbow Lanes.
I gotta get on Snapchat.
What is that? And then another $18 at Rainbow Lanes. She spent $21 at Food Lion, $24 at Wendy's, $26 at Dollar General, $14 at WMT Plus. I don't know what that is. $19 at Cookout, $40 at Bojangles. Hold on now. $90 at Chili's. What are you getting at Chili's for $90? It looked like she transferring some money, about like $1,300. Probably trying to hide the money. Girl, we see you moving that money. She spent $200 at Walmart. Now, what are you buying at Walmart for $200, seeing how clearly you don't buy any groceries? And then the last thing I can see is Amazon. Girl, what are you buying this food for other people? Are you giving this food out to the homeless? What are you doing with this food? Are you meal prepping for the week? What are you doing with all this food? Ever since Brenay said she don't know how Akira is going to get this money, the money...
She spent over $5,000 on food in 1 month. And I'm not talking about groceries food. I'm talking about eating out food. Now, mind you, it's just them two. She just read down transactions from one day. We done been the Wingstop, Cookout, Wendy's, Chili's, everywhere. You spent $5,000 on Wingstop, right? $5,000 on food in a month, but you don't have money. I like that comment 5 days a week. But you don't have money for a lawyer? Priorities, people, priorities. All right, hold on, because I want to play this one as well. And then we're going to get into the interview.
Brenay's bank statements are out and the whole thing looks a mess. She pulls in $25,000 a month, which is close to $300,000 a year, but her spending shows she has no financial literacy. She burned through about $5,000 on food in a single month. She was buying takeout 4 to 5 times a day. While she was fighting Akira in court, she didn't even have her own lawyer. At the same time, she was paying for Tim's attorney for his child support and custody case. She kept telling the court she couldn't afford representation, but she was paying for him to have one. Miss Robin and Akira just responded to her Rule 59 motion where she's asking for a new trial. They said no and laid out their reasons. They said Brenay knew about the jury instructions and the verdict form and never objected. They reminded the court they submitted hundreds of exhibits showing she should be held liable. They also made it clear Brenay is not clueless about the process. She filed motions to dismiss, motions to suppress, and a motion to quash. She has known about this case since June 2024. Her attorney withdrew in May 2025. She had months to get a new one and chose not to. They even brought up the fact that she went on the news and said Akira would never see that money. Brenay's bank statements are out and the whole...
You bringing it over, and let me tell y'all something. The way I was looking at the transactions and stuff, the bank account that they got all this from, they are not that is not her main account. You can tell by the way she's moving money that she's moving money into the account. Like you saw like the $4,000 from Snapchat. I need to go on Snapchat, okay. But she gets paid from Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. So this is not her main account. So they only accounted for $25,000. They only accounted for $25,000. And now that she married that man and he has to pay child support for the kids because Akira did take him to court for child support, he has to pay $900 and something for the 3 kids that they have a month. Actually, okay, so he had to pay $980 something for the kids. He filed a motion saying that he can't afford that. So they gave him a temporary amount of $950 something. Woo! Drastic change. And you want to know how much he has paid for so far? Take a guess. How much y'all think Tim has paid in child support so far? Nothing. Nothing. But you and your wife up here spending $5,000 a month on food.
Brenay has made a payment on her alienation of affection lawsuit. Money. However, she only paid $2. Y'all, am I tripping? I'm looking on here and it says that $3,000 more has been added as interest already. Y'all, this interest is adding up really fast. And it shows all the different.
She thought she was going to pay that $2 and they was going to stop her current interest. Ooh, I bet she feels stupid now. She already accumulated $4,000 more. So we went from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we had $2 million. So then Brenay went and did an interview, which I don't understand. I don't understand Tamron Hall at all because Tamron, I need you to explain to us what was the purpose of having Brenay on your channel. On your show. You brought Brenay up there, the woman who lost the case for alienation of affection and has to pay $1.7 million. You invited her onto the show as if she's the victim. And then she's sitting up there like, everything is not what it seems. Baby, we went to court. Everything is exactly what it seems. All the evidence that went into play, the text messages, the videos, all the things of the things. What do you mean it's not what it seems? Child. So let's get into this video because she's gonna break down the court case for us and everything.
A wise woman once said, "If you can't sell your narrative in court, there's always daytime television." On today's episode of the Tamron Hall Show, Brenay and Tim finally got to speak their piece. I'm so happy for them because it is said that the truth will set you free. If it's the truth. A friend of mine sent me the video. Thank God I wasn't about to hunt that down on cable. I was just going to wait until somebody posted it. But I got to listen to it twice. I listened once to hear it and twice to make sure I didn't mishear it. And that took about 11 minutes, 22 minutes total. But I think that we're going to take less time to break it down. I'm going to go over the major questions, the responses that were given, and then you and I are going to play a game called Which Is It? So buckle in. Do keep in mind, I had to take a lot of notes because I wanted to make sure that I was quoting things and paraphrasing them as accurately as possible. So I'm going to be looking down quite a bit at my notes. Okay? Great. And one little disclaimer, this is not gossip and this is not vibes. This is post-verdict commentary. When you go on national television after a jury has spoken, words matter. Keep that in mind. Let's start. The first major question that Tamron asks was, how did you guys meet? Now, according to their responses, they met in high school, they dated briefly, they became friends, there's 12 years of history there. I'm pretty sure that's undisputed. I don't think there's any controversy there. It's well documented. This one checks out, so we'll move on. The second question Tamron asked is, you moved into the marital home with Tim and Akira, right? And Brenay says, no, that's wrong. That's just headlines. We need to pause there because there is documented evidence.
Yep.
There's text messages, there's
Yep.
video, there's
Yep.
a confrontation with Akira's grandmother, there's witness testimony, there's a request for her to leave, there's a refusal here to leave, here to leave. I believe the words used were, Tim wants me here, come get your grandma. That wasn't speculation. That was litigated.
And this also made me upset because the whole time that Tamron did this interview, you didn't have any of the backstory. You didn't have any of the facts. You didn't question anything. You just sat there and let this woman say whatever she wanted to say. Tamron didn't even know that Tim and Devon are cousins.
Evidence. So, which is it? A headline or documented evidence entered into court? Let me know because only one holds weight. Question number 3, Tamron asks, when did the relationship start? She says July 6th of 2024. And then Tamron asks, but when did the feelings develop? And Brenay says a couple of months earlier. And at the same time that Brenay is saying that, Tim says about 7 months or something like that. Right? So the body language is a little uncomfortable there for a second because he's saying one thing, Brenay's saying the other. None of that matters though, because we have documented evidence of an affair that began at least in December of 2023. We have explicit messages, we have videos showing.
I hope that it was still playing. I hope y'all can still at least hear it when it stops them playing for some strange reason.
Intimate behavior, we have sexual references. So which is it? A couple of months per Brenay, the defendant in this trial, or back in 2023 when you filmed those videos twerking on somebody's husband? Timelines matter. Make sure you get the answer right. Question number 4, Tamron asks, were you surprised by the amount of digital evidence that was presented? And Brenay says, absolutely. Well, that gets interesting because discovery was a thing in this trial. Mind you, the lawsuit was filed in May. You went through the discovery process. You don't stumble into trial blind.
Right.
You were shown the evidence ahead of time. So which is it? Surprised or fully aware?
Fully aware.
Because both can't be true. Now I need to stop here and put a pin in that because there was a moment where Tamron is reading a statement that attorney Robin had given after the verdict was read, where she was basically alluding to the fact that Akira was celebrating this vindication because it was so painful to have lost her husband and the father of her children. And Brenay is nodding yes, acknowledging what Tamron is saying, and Tim is shaking his head no. That conflicting body language is always interesting to me. I feel like she's acknowledging what happened and he's just denying it. That's not what happened, even though that is clearly what happened. It doesn't matter why it happened, but in his mind, that's not what that. No, that's BS. Classic narc move. Question number 5, Tamron then asks her, why do you think your argument wasn't persuasive? And she responds, I was easy to paint as a villain. Well, here's the thing about that. It's not easy to paint someone as a villain if there's no paint, okay? In this case, evidence paints a picture. Text messages paint a picture. Videos paint a picture. So which is it? Are you a villain by narrative? Or was a very clear picture painted through the evidence that was submitted in court? Now, question number 6 comes from me to the couple because, honestly, I really wish this would have been asked like point blank in front of them. Do you understand what you were sued for? Because Tamron was talking about how unfortunately, you had this judgment entered against you for interfering in a marriage and essentially taking a husband away from a wife. And you pivoted and said, I know the facts. I know that I did not take the father away from his children. You weren't sued for taking a father away from his children. You were sued for alienation of affection, interfering in a marriage, and criminal conversation, having schmecks with a married person. That's what you were sued for. Those two. Nothing to do with the kids. I don't know why we're talking about the kids right now, but I digress. That judgment was awarded against you because there was a great weight of evidence to support those two.
And she did all of this for nothing. She got nothing. She got the man, and that is all. All. And when asked, was it worth it? What did she say?
Was this love worth over $1 million if you have to pay it?
Honestly, no.
Honestly, no. And then she said, oh yeah, I mean, he's worth it, but it's not worth it. Which one is it? Which one is it? Child, that's the backstory, y'all. That is where we at now. And I can't wait to really get into the things when we get to Devin's court case and all the stuff. Hold on one second. All right, you guys, I'm going to have to end this really, really quickly. I hope that this clears up everything for y'all. We're going to talk again later. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Peace.